What's going on, good people? Welcome inside the Delmarva Sports Insider, your only live and local show giving you all you need to know about sports here on the Eastern Shore. Tonight, our annual DSI Coaches Conference. We've got 6 high school coaches in the house along with some excellent student athletes. Guys, make some noise if you will, making up our live audience.
That was already better than last year.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so of course we're going to preview each local high school along with some live interviews throughout the show as well. But before we bring up our first head coach, we're going to send things over to Jonah Restuccio standing by with a look at the Bayside South.
So tonight we'll alternate between the Bayside and the Henlopen and go back and forth and wrap up before each break with an interview of a head coach here with us in studio tonight. It sounds simple enough, so let's get this show started with the Bayside South. It seems like the Bayside South, the majority of the teams here tonight, and up first on the list, the Snow Hill Eagles. Another tough season for Snow Hill in 2018, so this year just continues to be building on the basic fundamentals and principles under second-year head coach Dietrich Downing. With such a small school getting low turnout, basically all the players will be playing offense, defense, and special teams, so a lot of conditioning in preseason camp for sure. Up next, the Y-High Indians. How many guys you got here tonight? I think I count a whole starting lineup. The Tribe enters the season under the leadership of former Salisbury University player and coach Isaiah Taylor, who took over this past offseason. We'll hear from Coach Taylor later in the show, but this Y-High team, super athletic, led by Ronnie Satchel and Andre Matthews, who you saw on our top 10 players list in the Bayside Conference. And wrapping up, the Parkside Rams. Parkside enjoyed one of their best seasons in over a decade and return a good chunk of that team, putting them as one of the teams to beat not just in the Bayside South, but the entire conference. Coach Brendan Riley is here in studio with more about his Rams in 2019.
Joining us now is a coach who needs no introduction around these parts. What's it, 12 years?
12 years.
Since you've been from Salisbury University. You were once a Gaul, still a Gaul.
Still Gaul.
But can you believe it's been 12 years, Coach Brendan Riley of the Parkside Rams?
No, it's pretty unique. It's pretty cool.
All right, man. First of all, we want to get straight into the questions, man. We know you got a lot of talent coming back.
Sure.
You know, nobody is going to deny that. How do you manage the stable, especially the running backs that you have coming back this year?
Really it's about what our system does. I think our offensive coordinator, Coach Phillips, does an excellent job, and we rotate guys and they play selfless football, and I think that's the core of any team sport stuff. So when those guys get a chance to run the football, that's what they're going to get a chance to do.
Pretty good, Coach.
Yeah, and I think one of the really unique things, especially about this year's team, Coach, is the amount of, I guess, collegiate interest that you're getting with several of the players. So how do you kind of explain the Division I talent, even Division II doesn't matter. You're getting so many looks from so many different schools for your players. How can you kind of explain it?
Really it's a lot of work on the front end. You know, our guys understand when they come in that we require them to be student athletes, and if they're going to be a student athlete, that requires them to have to, do the student part first. And with that in mind, we have a plan and a process in which we do. Our guys understand that, and they follow the line. And as a result of it, we send their tape out, and there's a lot of talent that's down here on the shore. So we just know that our kids are doing what they're supposed to do, and they're going to get a chance.
Without a doubt, Coach. And we did a top 10 players in the Bayside list last night. You had a couple players on that list. Coach, we know you made the playoffs for the first time in over a decade last year, and that was something that you talked about when you were on this very show a season ago. Mm-hmm. What is the next level, and how do you kind of take things to that next level with this team you have now?
Really, it's the experience of being in the playoffs last year was awesome. We've got to continue to get better each and every single week. We had a great scrimmage today. Our guys went out and were physical, and we been preaching that through camp. So really for us, it's just a matter of getting after it, taking each game as it comes, and then once the playoffs come, anybody's got a shot.
Right.
And Coach, quickly, we're not talking about wins and losses here. That's not how you define a successful season. But what would you say would be a successful season this year for you guys, especially with the amount of work and the talent and the chemistry you're bringing back?
Question.
I think the number one thing is win game one. Win game one. We got North Carolina. They've been the group that has kind of dominated the Bayside for the last couple of years. and we've got to do everything that we can in order to do that. Once that occurs, then we'll start drawing up next week.
Game 1, September 6th in Ridgely, Maryland.
Yep.
That is going to be a good one.
We
Parkside in North Carolina. You know one thing's for certain, we will be there in the house.
Yeah, explosive offense, explosive defense, a lot of all-conference selections going head-to-head week
it's gonna
one.
Be a good one. Yeah, I
love to be in the house for that.
Yeah, that might be our game of the week. All right, that's going to do it. Coach, thank you so much for our first block. Time to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're taking things to the Henlopen South, a place where the last 3 DIAA Division II champions have come out of. That's up next on Delmarva Sports Insider.
My name is TJ Johnson. I play for Snuggle Football, and you are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.